watch a video on this Harlequin? Yeah, we could. So over here, we can take a look. Let's see.
Harlequins, a faction of overpowered ass-kicking gaggers that seem to be the only people in the galaxy with some degree of control over their own situation.
Yeah, I kind of like the drip, yeah? Might want to get one in future.
They are the perfect example of people doing small but impactful stuff really well, as opposed to the Imperium who's trying to simultaneously clap everyone's cheeks whilst all
Yeah, that's what I feel about our Imperium, you know, like simultaneously they want to like everyone's butt at one go, but then, you know, that's just how it is.
Also ensuring everyone pays their taxes on time. Because of this, Harlequins almost never lose, and when they do lose, they don't actually lose because their loss turns out to be a necessary sacrifice. It might sound like I don't like them, but the opposite is true. Harlequins are baller as, with their various schemes being convoluted enough to make titsnitch bluff. So I thought, why not look at each of the different Harlequin masks, their sub-factions, to see the difference between them, as well as determining if they are actually as united as a faction as they would like everyone else to believe. Today we'll go over each Harlequin mask. Yep, that's about it. Let's get into it.
I've been watching his lore video because it's kind of short, but at the same time it's pretty informative, so it's nice. And oh my god, lady, I'm done. I'm so doomed, man. I'm falling into a hellhole of lore for DK, and now I'm like super attracted to Harlequins. So I'm like, I'm in danger.
I have an entire video about them, but the gist was that the elder meme god, SAO was one of the only elder gods to survive the birth of Slaanesh intact, because he wasn't a retard who tried to throw hands with the new chaos god. He traveled to the webway and began calling various elder, mostly the outcasts, to him. He imbued them with power and tasked them with the protection of the elder race, via the destruction of Slaanesh, as well as the Necrons as a secondary objective.
So there is another god out there, okay. Not just Slaanesh.
They also became kind of weird, seeing the galaxy as a big performance, with their fighting style and terminology more akin to a stage act than a serious grimdark setting. The no bullshit position means they are the perfect link between the various Elder sub-factions, helping to broker deals between the Dark Elder and the Craftworlders, and often fighting alongside them both, as well as the Imperium at times. Although all masks serve the interest of the laughing god, SAO, they don't all have the same direct objective or priority, in a similar fashion to how all the loyalist Space Marine chapters are simps for the Emperor, but don't always work together well or get along.
Yeah, that's
Harlequin
true.
lore goes
That's
a lot
true.
deeper than all this, with their dawn, twilight, and so on techniques and attitude, but that's not relevant for this video. All you really need to know is that the Harlequins are fucking weird, and they do confusing stuff, which creates a lot of unusual lore. I'll be speaking about the main masks first, and then I'll go into the secondary ones after. First up is the Masque of the Dance Without End. This masque is one of the oldest and share a special bond with the Laughing God, acting as guardians of the webway.
Wait, so the Dance Without End are the Solitaires,
bond with the Laughing God, acting as guardians of the webway. In return, the webway favors them, as the webway is kind of sentient in a way, and recognizes them as one of its key protectors. They even have a permanent base in the webway called the Maze of Whispers, which is very unusual for the nomadic Harlequins. They are known to destroy Necron Dolmen Gates, which are devices Necrons use to breach the webway. They destroy demonic incursions in the webway, and will even go out into real space to massacre any faction that gets near a webway gate. Overall, not a particularly interesting masque, but a very necessary one. The next masque is the Dreaming Shadow.
Super Harlequins, they are solo commando units. Thank
Whilst
you.
most Harlequins focus on bending demons over backwards and showing them who is daddy, the Dreaming
I'm sorry, what? I like them more now.
Shadow is almost entirely focused on destroying Necrons or preventing their awakenings. As such, they will often attack Mechanicus dig sites, killing the curious Georges before they are able to dig too deep and wake up the Tomb World. They will even go as far as to ally with non-
Remember the previous video? Daddy issues in space!
Elder races against Tyranids or even Dark Elder if it results in Necron destruction down the road. It probably comes as no surprise that the Dreaming Shadow are buddies with Craftworld Alaltiok, as that Craftworld is known for its hunting of Necrons. Overall, an unusual priority for a Masque, but the Necrons are the OG enemy of the Elder, so it makes sense. Now onto the Masque of the Fading Dawn. These guys got an entire audio drama for them, which is pretty cool.
What?
Basically, their leader was arrogant, which caused another Masque to question his leadership. In response, the Lord of the Fading Fading Dawn was like, alright you fuckers, watch this, and then proceeded to invade an orc world, massacre its warriors, and then 1v1'd its war boss, the Orc King. Moments later, the war boss was decapitated and the world liberated.
What the fuck? Oh my god. Alright, Mons, watch this! And then you just proceed to, bend their ass over backwards?
The Masque returning to the webway. Usually Harlequins only take these sorts of risks to further the goals of the Laughing God, but the Fading Dawn did it to tell their brother Masque to get fucked. The Laughing God isn't some focused, singular being. He is complicated with various different schemes and desires. Some parts of him are hell-bent on saving the galaxy, hence him sending various masks to help with the resurrection of Gilliman. But sometimes—
Oh, so basically, they are the good people, you guys. That's not all bad. It's sometimes questionable, but you see, it's still for the betterment of the galaxy. Hiya.
he just wants to fuck people over and laugh at their misfortune.
Okay. Sometimes we get into a bit of mischief as well. Okay. Oh god. Shit, man, I'm getting shut down so quickly. Fuck. Oh man, I'm getting shut down so quickly. Sometimes, you know, we need a good laugh every now and then. Look, as long as our path is for the betterment of the galaxy, why not bits and pieces of fun, joy, and laughter? Even if it involves murdering some people, because, you know, life is cheap. In Warhammer 40k, life is cheap, so heck it. It's okay.
The Masque of the Frozen Stars is his sadistic side. The Frozen Stars will go around, dooming entire worlds through schemes that would get even tit-snitch hard. They believe in Eldar domination.
What?
Through schemes that would get even tit-snitch hard. They believe in
Oh no.
Eldar domination and resurgence above all else, so we'll treat other races like trash, humiliating them and brutalizing them. Funnily enough, they are also the Masque with the greatest sense of humor, luring a Tyranid high fleet into a sun by casting an illusion of the sun being a populated verdant world, or trapping a Tau in his depowered battlesuit, then broadcasting his live feed into space, so any Tau that returned to the world would see what fate awaited them. Because of their sadism, hatred of other races, and belief in traditional Eldar resurgence, they don't like the Ynnari, who are basically the opposite of them in every way. The Masque of the Midnight Sorrow are one of the—
Okay, so not all masters are good, okay? It's just like some chapters. There are some Chaos Marine chapters, but they're still Marines. They're still Space Marines, huh? Just that, you know, there's some weird ones, there's some fucked up ones, there are the ones, there's some who don't deserve it, you know? Okay, Megas, thousands and legions people sometimes. But, you know, in the overall betterment, the Space Marines represent the angels of death, Emperor's finest. Not everyone is good, but some are, like the
prefer to spend their
Salamanders.
time with the Dark Eldar, performing for them regularly. This is likely due to how twisted they have become from their thousands of years of dark service. They embody the darkest aspects of Sir Gorach, the rage of the fall of the Eldar. As such, many Harlequins in this Masque lose their identity and become shades of vengeance. It probably explains why they hang out with the Dark Eldar so much. They are solely dedicated to fighting chaos, regularly venturing near the Eye of Terror to massacre chaos warbands and assassinate their leaders. While they might sound a bit cooked, they have been widely effective, saving countless Eldar whilst winning many key victories for their race. They were Eldrad's first pick as the Masque to aid him with the origins of the Ynnari, with many of its members going on to join the Ynnari itself. The
I think it would be
the
pretty
Reaper's
cool to
Mirth
have
are
like
the
a game dedicated to the Harlequin, right?
World Eaters of the Harlequins, with a twist because of course there's a fucking twist. They are extremely violent, tearing their enemies limb from limb to ensure every battlefield they engage in is left as a charnel house full of gore and blood. There is no respect for the dead here, as enemy corpses are further mutilated for a laugh. It's no surprise that this Masque has an unusually high amount of death jesters. However, the twist is that whilst most of this Masque represents the dark, their leader will always represent the light, and pretend to be shocked and disgusted that their Masque brutalizes the enemy so much. I'm sure they do it as a part of some deep meaning, but it comes across as a really fucked up meme. Despite their bloodthirst, they aren't berserkers. They are extremely tactical and effective, saving entire Exodite worlds and wiping out Tyranid splinter fleets just as much with their violence as with their brilliance. The Masque of the Shattered Mirage represent the Laughing God's hopelessness, his acceptance that his race is doomed and nothing he can do will save them. This isn't actually what he believes, but as I said, he's a pretty complex bloke. As such, this Masque have accepted their eventual doom, so they fight without fear or hesitation, their goal being to take as many evil fuckers down with them as possible. They are—
See? There are many good Harlequins. Just, you know, of the many good there's always gonna be the crazy one. You know, there's always gonna be a black sheep around, right? Always, huh? In a sea of good, that's just a feel bad. I'll just keep watching. Am I gonna get shut down again? Am I gonna get my ass handed to on a silver platter once again? No, right? No, I believe this is the good one. Come on.
There are another Masque that prefer to hang out with the Dark Elder over the Craft Worlders.
Okay, fuck.
Due to how dark their view on life is. Despite this, they have been effective in uniting the Elder sub-factions against common foes and are now attempting to capture the Red Corsairs' Blackstone Fortress. Like I said, they want to go down fighting. The Masque of the Silent Shroud, despite their outrageous colors.
Okay, so that's like the emo, depressive motto. It's like, if I'm going to die, I'm gonna do as much good as I can. Just because I hang out with the bad and the darker emo people doesn't mean I'm bad, you know? That's just how it is. We vibe.
Unlike the Raven Guard of the Harlequins, they are completely silent all the time. Their movements, weapons, even their communication, all completely null. Despite this, they seem to be more coordinated than any other Masque, making people wonder if they have neural implants or if the Laughing God himself has blessed them with special gifts. Either way, they suck to fight against. No noise on the battlefield other than the screams of your comrades as they are torn apart. The Masque of the Twisted Path are kind of like the Trazin of the Harlequins, in that they will literally kidnap as many people as possible, brainwash them into becoming Harlequins, and then deploy them in battle. The thing is, they don't give a fuck if it's an orc, a human, a Tau, or another Elder. There are orcs decked out like a Harlequin of the Twisted Path who are 100% loyal to the Laughing God and give their lives for the Masque. On top of that, the Twisted Path love causing havoc, entering war zones, fucking over everyone, and then leaving. Other times, they will cause bloody conflicts between other factions and leave before they actually get involved. It's all a bit random, but just like the Laughing God, it generally works towards a greater purpose.
Yeah, see, in the end, you know, they come and cause chaos like Sparkle from Honkai Star Rail. But there is a greater purpose behind it, whose overall goal is for the betterment of the galaxy. Remember, in Warhammer 40k, life is cheap. So, have some fun, joy, laughter as you better the galaxy. I endorse.
The only craftworld that they don't kidnap from is craftworld Telana, but the reasons are unknown. Because of their randomness, it's probably no surprise that the Twisted Path are able to counter and often defeat the Thousand Suns forces that continually attack.
Llama! Get fucked, Thousand Suns, bitch! I mean, you see? For the betterment of the galaxy, we put those heretic scums into their place.
To breach the webway, much to the rage of WARHAMMER. The last of the main masks, which is arguably the most famous and important, is the Masque of the Veiled Path.
We're having a history lesson here. Okay? Okay? I'll send your ass out of this classroom if you keep yelling it.
Whom Salandri Veilwalker is a part of. This bitch is as ruthless as she is effective.
I'm sorry, what? Oh, I'm sorry, I wouldn't send anyone out. I'm sorry. Wait. I didn't catch this. Wait, it's a solo Masque?
Important is the Masque of the Veiled Path, whom Salandri Veilwalker is a part of.
Oh, Salandri Veilwalker,
bitch is as ruthless as she is effective. She is utterly loyal to the Elder cause, so much so that she helped Fabius Bile attack a craft world because it would eventually result in the salvation of more Elder souls. She was also responsible for Prince Uriel taking up the Spear of Twilight, and she was the one that—
What? This prince? It feels like we all know about 40k lore more dedicated for the Emperor, Horus Heresy, and Space Marines. We don't actually know the lore of other races, whereby they seem to have their own universe and their own things going on. It's always the Space Marine. I would like to see something from Elder POV or a game with their POV. It might be pretty interesting to see more the fantasy side of Warhammer 40k.
It helped guide the survivors of Cadia to Macragge to revive Gilliman.
Wait, what? Oh, she helped Cadia.
Not to mention, she then freed Gilliman from jail.
She's good! The Thousand Suns champion, the man that accidentally turned Moses' brother into dust, is trying to undo his mistakes. He's trying to access the Black Library to gain this knowledge. Oh, mountains of books on each of the factions. If only they could make games of it.
And helped him to fight and banish Magnus. And all of that is just a small resume for the many other big things she has done. It seems as if the Veiled Path is especially valued by the Laughing God, as they are tasked with the most important and specific goals, such as bringing the legendary Dark Elder Lady Malice to him, or organizing a funeral for Lord Vect, only to then kill the funeral's guests. And then used their deaths to revive the Lord of the Dark Elder. I would say that the Veiled Path are the closest to the Laughing God, showing off his heroic gambles as well as his dark indulgences. For the secondary masks, we have
holy shit, man. Hi, this is the funeral to pay respects to the Dark Lord. Just kidding, you're all sacrifices, bitch. Your Dark Lord thanks you for his service. Oh my goodness.
Have less but still interesting lore. We have the Dawning Hope, who took on some orcs and got stomped after the orcs pulled out their weird boys, being one of the only masks to get completely wiped out.
Oh no, what happened?
Then there's the Hidden Path, who fought alongside the Imperium at Cadia. Then there's the Laughing Serpent.
Wait, that's another Hidden Path? Oh, they did? Wow.
Who were able to unite the Dark Elder and Craftworkers to try save a maiden world from demons, but the Elder actually failed and were defeated. Unusual Harlequin L. Then there is the Leaper Stars that are known for their kaleidoscopic displays as they massacre people. Then onto the Masque of the Leering Moon, who use an unusually high amount of Skyweavers in battle. Then there is the Morning Stars, who ambushed and killed a rogue trader and inquisitorial force who were exploring an ancient Eldar world. Then there is the Morning Mist, who are just discount Silent Shroud. Then there is the Masque of the Penumbral, who have fully pledged themselves to the Ynnari and make up the bulk of its Harlequin forces. Then there is the Shadow Weavers, who killed a bunch of Imperial forces, embarrassing them in the process. Then there is the Soaring Spite, who pretty much only use airborne tactics for battle, making them friendly with Craftworld's Samhan, as well as the Reaver Jetbike gangs of Komara. Then there is the Sudden Exclamation, who were destroyed by the Death Watch. Then there is the Sunset Reflection, who engaged the forces of Slaanesh in battle. Slaanesh was so impressed with them that she ordered her forces to withdraw, however they ignored their god's command and killed every member of the Sunset Reflection by their Shadowseer, who then escaped. Then there is the Weeping Dawn, who are a bunch of assassins, hunting singular targets throughout the galaxy if they have ever wronged the Elder in some way, using advanced holosuits to smash through enemy lines. They also hate the Dark Elder and refuse to perform from them, unlike almost all other masks. And finally, the Laughing Shadows, who thrive off the schemes and mayhem they cause. Another Titsnitchian mask. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, Patreon is the place to be.
What is this?
A boatload of battle hentai, but also some live action nude cosplay photos. Hit the subscribe button and hit.
Hold on, I need to do some research. Wow, that's a pretty hot system battle. How interesting. Damn. The system battle is very hot. Wow. Praise the Emperor. The Emperor protects indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Praise the Emperor, man. Ta-da! Hello, Yui here. Thank you for enjoying my stuffies. If this video has brightened up your day or put a smile on your face, do consider to do the logarithm stuffies. That means liking, subscribing, and commenting in this YouTube video. If you wish to show me more love, do check out my Patreon. Every single support in there goes to making more content in this channel and paying my editor, Zaki, who's definitely not living in my basement. In turn, you'll get early previews, behind the scenes stuffies, but most importantly, cosplay culture, which I know a lot of you are into. I also stream Mondays to Thursdays in Twitch, 11 PM EDT. So come over and check me out sometime.